guys, welcome to the Tire Series 7 day. I'm reviewing this, which is the Marvel Legends X-Men Retro Wave Gray Beast. So really cool, really blessed to pick this up today, and I actually had no idea I was going to find this thing. I was actually looking at it a couple nights ago. I was like, that kind of looks cool. I might order it, because I hadn't seen it in the store, but I went in my local GameStop, and they had it today. Now, I believe the X-Men Retro / Vintage Wave came out last year, but I think Beast is one of the newer figures that they've done this year. I also think they needed a new Storm, but I'm not 100% sure about that. And my GameStop had Beast today. They also had Storm, but I didn't really like that version of Storm as much. Plus, they were selling it for $30. Which is kind of ridiculous. That's something GameStop's been doing lately this year, jacking up the price on certain collectibles, which is just kind of stupid. But this one was about, regular price, and I thought it was pretty cool, so yeah, why not pick it up? And Beast is actually one of my favorite members of the X-Men, so you can see some of the really cool retro 90s packaging, the Uncanny X-Men up there. You have the other character faces. I remember that's how Marvel Comics used to do their logo with the different character heads, and sometimes, for a long time, they did just Spider-Man. It'd be kind of cool to see them bring that back again one day. You got some cool artwork of Beast, a nice clear view of him in box, and then on the back here, you have this really cool artwork, and again, this made it look like it came out of the 90s or something, and it just looks awesome. And here's the UPC if you want to see that. Trying to make it appear. There we go. And yeah, let's open this up. So here we have Beast, Gray Beast, and out of packaging, as you can see, is pretty cool. And this pretty much reuses the body for the Blue Beast that came out last year. He was the only character I think I picked up from the Caliban wave. I don't know if that was Caliban, I think it was. And Beast, like I said, is one of my favorite characters. Absolutely loved him in the X-Men movies and even in the comic books. I'm just a really big Beast fan, so I really like it. And this is his version where he's gray, and I think it's a good use of the Beast mold. I think the new Beast mold is one of the best molds they've ever made for Beast, so I don't mind them remaking it here. And to show off the details really quickly, while they are mostly the same, you can kind of see what I was talking about with the fur detailing. It just looks so nice. They've actually made it look like real fur. And he's gray, like he's dark gray, but he also has darker shades of gray on him. And I love the look of his shoulders too. I like how it looks like he has more fur on there. And this head sculpt is new. I don't believe this head came with the original Beast that came out last year. I could be wrong, but I don't think it did. And as you can see, it's got that kind of slick back, almost Wolverine hair with the black there, and it's gray on top. And then you have this kind of more happier expression for Beast, which I like this one a little bit more than his yelling pose. I'm going to be honest, I kind of wish they had made this in the blue form. I don't believe they did, but it would be really cool if they did. I think some people were customizing it though, so that's kind of cool. And then moving down, you'll notice he doesn't have an X belt like the other figure, and I will compare them. In the shorts, I want to say the shorts are a little bit shorter, but they look about the same. And again, he has more of that fur. He's got gray toes, or not gray toes, but white toes, or just really painted toenails, my bad. And the original Beast was just all blue, pretty much all blue, so that's kind of cool. And then you can see on the back what I was talking about, him having more of the detailing with the blacker gray, and just like regular gray. So I think they've done a pretty good job with that. I like that. Now, in terms of articulation, Beast is an acrobat. You want him to be able to move. And I feel Marvel Legends really captured him there with that new particular mold. And in terms of articulation, he can look up and down. He's got 360 at the head. He's got 360 at the elbow, swing out at the shoulder, and he's on butterfly joints, which is really cool. He's got a 360 there and double joint elbows, 360 at the wrist and there on hinges, 360 at the torso. Well, actually, no torso articulation, but he does have that joint, which is really cool. And it moves left to right and kind of like side to side, but he's also got an ab crunch, which is pretty neat. The legs forwards, backwards, and outwards. You have a 360 at the thigh, double joint knees, which are nice, and then the feet move up and down and rotate side to side. And something I really like about this Beast figure is he also has toe articulation. I remember growing up, a lot of toys had toe articulation, and in recent days, Hasbro and a lot of the companies don't do toe articulation. McFarlane Toys is probably the only company who regularly does it on their superheroes. And I understand why most companies don't do it. There's a lot of problems with toe articulation. The toes can break. It can cause the characters to not stand if they get loose. But I always like toe articulation, and I like kind of seeing it on this Beast figure. And again, like I was saying, Beast is a guy you want to be articulate. So I like that. You also do get an alternative head, which is the head that was released on the original Beast last year, and I don't think it's a bad head. You know, it's definitely Beast in his more fighting pose, but I kind of prefer this one, to be honest. And you also get some other really cool accessories. You get a fisted hand, which is pretty neat. You get an exposed palm hand. Now, I was never able to do it on my original Beast, but I saw some people in the action figure community were actually able to balance their Beast on this hand, just like in the comic books. I can never get mine to do it because it just always kind of pushed the joints in. But yeah, that's why this hand's flat. So theoretically, you could get to do that, which would be pretty cool. And then I really love the last two accessories you get this. So first up, you get this book, which is just really cool, you know, really neat. It's got some nice detailing. Look at the pages. Like, it really looks like an older book that's been weathered. You can see the brown lines. Then you have kind of like a little statistic chart going up there. You can see where it's been written. It just looks kind of like an old book, maybe something you find out of a library, and it looks really good. And then on the back of it, you have some gold there, and it's almost like a letter covering, and it looks so nice. And Beast can hold it and almost pretend as he's reading it. You know, Beast is definitely a more literate character in a sense, so I like that. Definitely something fun to have at book club. And you get these, which I think are really cool. I can't believe they include these, but you actually get a pair of glasses to put on Beast. So I think that's really cool. And they don't really fit on his face that well because he has a giant face. But, you know, it is intended to kind of look like he would have them kind of pulled down to his nose, looking out of them almost. And I dropped them. But yeah. But something like that, you know, where he's not really wearing them full-faced, but does have them. And I love that they gave him the glasses. I love that they gave him the book. Like, you look at this figure, and you really see 1990s or 1980s version of Beast here. And I think that's so cool how they decided to make this action figure. I think they did a 100% good job with it. And yeah, they just really knocked it out of the park with this one. Here's a comparison with the new Retro Series Spider-Man. As you can see, they look really good together. I love these retro designs. And then here's a comparison with the Retro Series Peter Parker. Again, as you can see, they look pretty good. Nice height range on Beast there. And then lastly, here's a comparison with last year's Beast action figure that we got. And again, it's pretty much the same mold. They've just kind of changed up the head and some of the designs on it. And I'm not going to lie, you know, I think they've done a good job here. I feel like this is a worthwhile repaint. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's some that a lot of people would like to own. And I also think it's some that some people could skip and not feel bad about it. But yeah, I think it's a pretty cool one. I like how Hasbro did. You can see the differences with the heads and then obviously the X-Men belt. And again, you do get that head. It's just repainted gray this time around, you know, because Gray Beast. I just really wish we could have gotten this head kind of put onto this one in blue form because I don't believe we got that head with that one. But yeah, overall, I think they're pretty cool. And thank you for watching. Please rate, like, and subscribe.